The Minnesota Vikings have started the season 0-2, and you could easily say they're the best losers we've ever seen. Let me explain. Through 2 weeks so far, quarterback Kirk Cousins has achieved something no quarterback has done before. In the first 2 weeks, he has thrown for over 700 yards with a 70+ completion percentage and lost both games. That has never occurred in NFL history. The most overhated quarterback in the NFL is statistically playing better than any quarterback through the first 2 weeks. Then you got Justin Jefferson, who continues to be amazing. 150 yards in both games to start the season. He just shreds defenses and makes contested catches look so routine for him. And he finally got his revenge against Darius Slay a year later. And the defense played better than expected. 2 sacks against the Eagles and an interception on Jalen Hurts. That's pretty damn good. But once the Eagles realized they could just run the ball all over us for the rest of the game, which was semi-embarrassing, that's when our defense kind of went out the window. But if you look at this defense, it has little to no depth, lacks talent on every level, and only has Danielle Hunter and Harrison Smith, who are the only 2 notable players on this defense. So how are they losing these games? Because it's actually unbelievable, especially if you're a Vikings fan. In the Bucs game, they're in the red zone and Kirk Cousins looks to hand the ball off, but before he even has the chance, the guard Ed Ingram punches the ball out of his hand and they fumble it. I've never seen a guard cause a fumble that bad before. But moving on, we have a blitz by Antoine Winfield Jr. who gets a free look onto Kirk Cousins and just cracks him, which causes a fumble. Now this is nobody's fault on the Vikings. This is more of just a good blitz dialed up by Todd Bowles. We're only blocking 6 here and they bring in 7, so obviously someone might get in and crack Kirk Cousins, and it just happened to be this play. But later on, back in the red zone, the Vikings turn the ball over again. And this is not Cousins' fault. It's either an amazing play by the defender, which I believe it is, or KJ Osborne not being strong enough at the point of the catch, which is something that I have noticed from his game in general. He never was great at contested catches, but regardless, it happened. And the defense played pretty well for the majority of the game, only allowing 20 points, 3.6 yards per play. It was only during the very last drive did they crumble. We got bullied by Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield. With an offense as talented as the Vikings is, 17 points is inexcusable. But turnovers told the story here, just like in week 2 against the Eagles. We lock up the Eagles on their second drive and we get a beautiful punt return. Or it would have been beautiful until we fumbled it right back to the Eagles. But somehow our defense comes through and intercepts Jalen Hurts. And at this point I'm thinking, wow, not a bad start for this ragtag unit that's being operated by General Brian Flores, as he's throwing out all these weird defensive looks. But then once we get the ball back on offense, Alexander Mattison fumbles. But luckily the Eagles offense has yet to figure us out at this point and still working out the new kinks with offensive coordinator Brian Johnson, which leads to a 3-and-out and a missed 55-yard field goal. With good field position and a Kirk Cousins led drive, TJ Hockenson gets us on the board with a touchdown. But as we know, the Eagles are not pushovers by any means, so after a 16-play drive, 16 play with 13 of them being run plays, they get a touchdown on us. And once the Vikings get the ball back again, they drive right down the field again, and just before Justin Jefferson can get his first touchdown of the season, he fumbles at the goal line, which is ruled a touchback. Like, how unfortunate could a team be? Well, that's not even the worst part, because Vikings open the second half with Josh Sweat strip sacking Kirk Cousins, and let me state, this is the 3rd string left tackle at this point. Did I forget to mention that we have our starting center and left tackle injured? And if you didn't know, those are our 2 best offensive linemen. And with all these turnovers, it gives our defense way too much time on the field, and eventually they start to crumble. But as you see, the Vikings offense just continues to score. Rookie Jordan Addison gets another touchdown. Jefferson continues to make some great plays. But at this point, the game is over. There's no way in hell the Eagles aren't giving up this lead. The team is too good for that. But only losing by 1 score by the end of the game is still very impressive. This same offense last year only put up 7 points. No quarterback put up over 350 yards or 4 passing touchdowns against this team last year. And Kirk Cousins did it in one night. So let's answer the question everyone is obviously wondering. Will the Vikings bounce back, or are they doomed to have a bad season? Well, I ain't saying a damn thing. I will never predict my team's downfall, or jinx them and say they will bounce back. It could go either way at this point. These turnover mistakes usually don't haunt a team all season, and when your quarterback is playing this good, it makes it hard to lose football games. Anyway, till next time, Sports Nerd Marty is out.